Well, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Pastor Plus podcast. And I'm having conversations with people that I believe embody the Pastor Plus concept, individuals who are engaged in activity that not only influences ministry, but also the marketplace. And I've been so enjoying all of these conversations. And today I have a very special guest, and her name is Zhe Scott, and she is the CEO of the SEO Queen. Yes. And I'm so interested to hear about her story and what it is that she does. Miss Zhe, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me onto your show.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm so taken by what it is that you do. You are the SEO Queen. So can you just kind of give us a background about who you are and what it is that you do, and kind of give us a background on this name?
Yeah, so my name is Zhe Scott, and I am the SEO Queen, and my company is also called the SEO Queen, and my company helps businesses, ministries, Black-owned, women-owned businesses get more clients and revenue without paying for advertising through the power of website design, search engine optimization, and mobile app development. As a child, I grew up with two parents who were in the tech industry. My mother is now a retired network administrator, and my father is still an active software developer. He has 2 degrees, one in business and one in computer science. My mom has 2 degrees, one in sociology and one in business. And so when I was growing up, I grew up with Ataris, Commodore computers. I was one of the first kids to turn in paper in elementary school typed. So
Wow.
When I was going through school, my dad taught me how to program in BASIC. He, always encouraged us to learn technology. And my dad and I also build mobile apps for companies together. So we built mobile apps together. We built websites together. And, my dad is also a pastor too, because I grew up in Christ New Commandment Baptist Church in Wilmington, which was founded by my grandfather, my dad's dad.
Nice.
And I grew up in that church, and I'm still a member of the church today. And so this is, technology and faith has been, a big part of my life. And, when I was preparing to go to college, my father and I were sitting in the living room, and I was going through my mail because I had just taken the PSATs, and colleges were expressing an interest in me attending their school and wanted me to send my application. And then I got a card from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and I had my heart set on Harvard. My dad, as I'm, jokingly saying, I was like, oh, MIT sent me a card. Like, I just laughed. I was like, MIT? And my dad stopped. Like, I'll never forget this. He stopped, and he looked at me after I threw that card in the trash. He said, get that card out of the trash right now. And I was like, okay, Dad. And he's like, fill that out and send that to them. And I did what he said to do, and I got accepted, and I went, and I'm so grateful that my dad encouraged me to go to apply to MIT, because it was a incredible experience. So my first job after I got my bachelor's of science in music and my bachelor's of science in information technology was as a web applications developer for Raytheon. And so this is around 2001 when I started working for Raytheon. So Google had just started becoming a thing. And so I was on the web applications development side. And then some years later, I started working for a small technology company in Michigan after I finished my master's degree in public policy. And I started learning more and more about Google, and it just dawned on me, what's the point of having a website if you don't have traffic coming to it?
Mm,
So I already knew how the internet worked and how to build a website. So I just, built on that knowledge that I had obtained, at MIT and Raytheon. And I built, in a little bit over a year, I built this book of business at the small tech company from $0 to $500,000 in recurring revenue. And, but I was unhappy. Even though I was making them so much money, I really wasn't being compensated,
wow.
on a level I was looking for. So I quit. I replaced my income in about 3 months, what they were paying me. And
Mm.
then because I launched my own agency, and then I shut that company down and then relaunched the SEO Queen after I rebranded in 2017. And here I am today.
That is awesome. First of all, fellow PK, my dad was a pastor as well, so I know the experience. And I'm glad Pastor had the tenacity there to tell you to get that out of the trash. And so here you are today. Sometimes dads know best, right?
Right. And you know what? I still, after all these years, I still run important business decisions by my father. So, I
Wow.
mean, I have so much respect and admiration for my father and my mother because they really instilled in me a passion for learning and my faith.
Mm.
Going to a school like MIT, my faith definitely was tested, but I can honestly say that through the testing, my faith is my own. And
Wow.
so, yeah, I think, I had an excellent family, and the more I live and the more I'm exposed to, the more I'm grateful for the household from which I come.
That is so awesome. That is all. You mentioned something in your conversation there about it's one thing to have a website, but if no one's coming to that website, it's kind of defeating the purpose. I see,
Right.
and of course, I'm a pastor, and I talk to
Mm-hmm.
pastors. This whole podcast is for pastors, and one of the things
Mm-hmm.
we've been challenged with over the past year is being found. And we hear so much people telling us to get social media, get a website. I'm hearing you say one of the things we should focus on, the main thing we should focus on is how are people finding us when we get those things? Am I hearing you correctly
Right.
there?
Correct. Right now, only 30% of businesses have an SEO strategy.
Mm,
I don't know what percentage of churches have an SEO strategy, but I can honestly tell you one of the things that I enjoy about what I do is just there's never a dull moment. There's always something new to learn. And over the years, as I've done keyword research to see, what are people searching for?
mm,
And there's all kinds of questions that people are asking about Jesus. There's all kinds of questions that people are asking about the Bible. And a lot of these questions are perfect blog topics that if a church really wanted to be more visible online, they could just, share the answers to that blog, answering these questions to get more visibility online.
mm, mm. Now, for the pastor that may be listening who is just very, very green to all of this, can you tell us what is SEO, so that we're making sure we're clear on our terminology? What is SEO, and why is it that a pastor should find some interest in learning about it?
Yeah, so SEO stands for search engine optimization. And this is just typically, it's just simply the strategies and tactics that you use to get your website onto search engine results pages, particularly Google page one, Yahoo page one, Bing page one. And what that consists of is making sure that your website is in compliance with the algorithm. That
Mm,
means knowing what your keywords are, using the keywords in the coding and the the content of your website, making sure that you have your social signals, making sure that you have your backlinks built, making sure that you're adding value and content online. And there's a lot of people searching about Jesus Christ. There's a lot of people searching for scriptures, different things, like pick a book of the Bible and do a keyword analysis on that. And I mean, you literally can build a behemoth of a website for your ministry that actively answers the questions that people are asking online to increase your visibility.
That is so interesting that you say that, because what we hear all of the time driven home to us is get a website, get an Instagram or get a Facebook, or, many pastors are streaming now. But we never really hear people talk much about Google and search engines. And this is a very important conversation, because you're even helping me think about, okay, do I have a strategy for all of this? Why is it important for every pastor in particular, every church in particular, to have a strategy for search engines?
Yeah, I mean, it's important because if you are a ministry that's looking to grow, if you're a ministry that's looking to expand its reach and impact, there are so many people out there who desire answers, who are searching for answers to their faith questions. And by you being a ministry, by you having, a state-of-the-art website, by you putting your content out there, by being consistent, by you investing in the presence, in your online presence, you can really grow your impact and reach.
That is awesome.
Absolutely. I look at, TD Jakes' ministry, and I mean, throughout the pandemic, he would do these video sermons in the sanctuary, and I just thought it was just so powerful what he was doing. But, you can still, with, a smaller congregation, still do something like that and also enhance it by doing blogs. Like if you did a video and then took that YouTube video and embedded it into a blog post and wrote a blog post that was, I'd say 500 to 1,200 words, and embedded that in there and had your keywords in there and optimize it, you can get more visibility.
Wow.
You can get so much visibility. Another ministry that's really popular on YouTube is Bishop R.C. Blake's. He's always putting out, content on his YouTube channel, but you could do the same thing. Like my mother, she has a YouTube channel, Visible Lady of Faith, and we're right now in the process of building out her website. And she goes over life applications for Sunday school, for the Sunday school lessons. That's her focus with her YouTube channel. And, she's been able to get so many views. It's, I've done a little help with her, optimizing her channel. My sister and I have. And, for any ministry that's looking to increase their impact and reach, definitely want to speak to what people are searching for. And if you want to, just kind of get an idea of, because I know every pastor has their sermon schedule, what their topics are. You could just take those topics and pop them into the keyword research tool on SEOqueen.com under the SEO tools and get an idea of exactly which phrases have search volume.
I know you mentioned your website, and I've been browsing around on your website, and I'm looking, and you have a conference that you offer where people can get these tips and many more things. Can you talk about what else we can find at the SEO Queen conference?
Yeah, so the SEO Queen Reach More Clients Power Conference is a conference that I've put together. There's quite a few speakers coming forth. We have SEO experts, about 3 SEO experts. We have paid ad experts. We have government contracts. So I think, one thing that I really firmly believe in is that not only should, ministries encourage, their congregations to grow in faith, but they should also empower them to grow their businesses professionally and economically. And I've put this platform together so that people can come and work on their company, work on their ministry instead of in it. Because it's easy to get, one event on the calendar to the next. And, there's a lot to go on. But when you have a time to, step back and look at the full picture and plan, okay, what is my SEO strategy? What are my paid ad strategies? What is my branding? How do I want to communicate my value proposition in the marketplace? A lot of experts are going to be coming forth with that. And we also have two publicists that are going to be talking about how to get earned media coverage as well. So, I mean, there's something for everyone. And believe it or not, there are tons and tons of faith outlets like Christianity Today and, tons of blogs and stuff that your ministries can be on to expand your impact and reach. So
that is
there's
so
a lot
amazing
that ministries can do. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for serving the kingdom in that way. And then, just businesses in general, because I think a lot of people just aren't aware of how beneficial SEO optimization is for their ministry or their business. And everyone who's listening, the SEO Queen, Zhe Scott, is who I've been talking to. And you can reach her at the SEOqueen.com. And more of her services are there. Connect with her on Instagram at it's not these, it's the SEO Queen at Instagram. That looks like these when you look at it. But
yeah,
Facebook at the same handle, the SEO Queen. And all of that information is going to be included in the description of this podcast episode. Well, Zhe, I thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and I'm so interested in learning more about what it is that you do, and I'm excited about this conference. And is there any other thing that you want to kind of connect people with that you're doing right now, as we have pastors and ministry leaders listening right now?
Yeah, so if you want to see a list of all the tactics that I've used over my career to drive over $60 million worth of revenue and more visibility, download my ebook. It's free. It's 101 Ways to Improve Your Marketing and Sales. You can just go to seoqueen.com/contact-SEO-Queen to get that ebook. Again, that's seoqueen.com/contact-SEO-Queen to download that free ebook. And I still use that list to this day. And definitely, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me directly via text or call at 617-475-0964.
Awesome. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Pastor Plus podcast. I want to give a quick reminder to everyone coming up here on June 24th through the 25th. We'll have our Pastor Plus camp, a 2-day camp where we're pumping pastors, ministry leaders, and influencers full of information on how to grow your brand, how to increase your impact, strengthen your insight on what you should be doing in this season as far as ministry in this post-pandemic era. So if you can, go to my website at www.cajohnson.org and also connect with the SEO Queen. This has been another episode of the Pastor Plus podcast. Until next time, God bless you.